Welcome into the Eagle Connections podcast, where we talk about everything Sequoyah Public Schools, so you guys can learn a little bit more about us on the back end. Today, I am joined with Dr. Terry Saul. How are you doing today?
I am great. So excited to get this started.
Yeah, it's been a work in progress for a while, but we're going to start with some of the obvious. It's a new year and a new elementary, 52,000 square feet. Can you take me through some of just the process of getting it open, coming down from the summer, and just making sure everything was ready to go for day one?
Yeah, we've been virtually dreaming about this elementary for 20 years now. So you go back all the way to 2004, 2005, when we started looking at our long-range facility plan, and it really is incredible. Now that it's here, there's been lots of folks that have been here waiting patiently for their turn. Back in 2004, 2005, we were experiencing quite a bit of growth and new construction in the community. And so we felt like that we needed to start at the secondary end to be able to catch those kids coming through. And then we would come back, in due time, and had a 15-year plan. Of course, that extended a couple of years. You look at the things the economy's been through over that time, and we just paused for those years in our planning. But thanks to our voters that came out extremely strong in favor of the bond issue, we were able to put this thing together. And I think, from the start, it would be about a 3-year process. Once you finally determine your architect and your construction manager, and you get help from those local experts that we have that are always great to help us. So you go through the bid process. After you get your drawings done, you finalize those on the back scene and meet with the engineers and the architects and kind of nail down what you want. And then obviously take it to the board, get approved for that. And construction actually started in about 1 year. We were able to get that elementary built, put together. And we always knew it needed to be, where it's at today. But as most of you have seen, that was a process to make sure that we were able to fit it, in that section.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of the years past, are underground. So you're dealing with old foundations and abandoned lines and tracing all those things. And, of course, our maintenance team and Chelsea Gas and Claremore Electric and the plumber involved. I mean, we just went through it, and when we found stuff, we removed it and went on, and we just knew that was the place. And so after about a year, we were able to open a beautiful building. We just got through finishing what we call punch list items, which are those things that are kind of left behind undone, or things that we found, and we're 100% complete, which was a huge accomplishment. Architect and construction manager kind of working around when kids are there and coming on the weekends. And, of course, our maintenance team doing a wonderful job of checking on those. And it's just such a beautiful building. I mean, and we would encourage you, if you haven't been up, we'd love for you to come schedule a time where you could take a look at it. We've had some public viewing opportunities and just had nothing but positive. It's just so good to go in there and see all our kids under one roof, and all the shared space in the middle is just great. So it's just been a huge asset for our district.
You had mentioned them being all under one roof. What does that do for safety of the students?
Well, I mean, it just gives you peace of mind, certainly as teachers and administrators, and hopefully as parents out there and grandparents. That in the past we've had lots of exits and openings and little different areas to supervise, and certainly our people did a wonderful job all those years. But you virtually have an entrance now that is controlled. People come into that main area there, and they're stuck, until we identify and able to buzz them in. And the other exits outside on the south end and the east end that are usable right now also have an app that's on your phone, and you pull that app up if you've got access, and you're able to open a door and come in. And so we're able to be locked down, throughout the school day, and it's just a comfort to know that they're there. And then the weather doesn't get you. Kids going back and forth to the library in the old days and this and that. It's no longer a concern. So there's a whole lot more attention on learning now.
So with it being such a long, just drawn out process of like start to finish, whenever it was finally day one on the ribbon cutting, what was going through your head? What were your emotions like after such a long process?
Well, I don't let those out too often, and I sometimes get criticized, personally for not really celebrating the wins, because I just move on to the next. My head's usually 5-10 years ahead. And but I did get the opportunity to reflect. A lot of times it was when other people were not around, just to sit and watch those kids go in that first day, and RSU being here and the Eagle mascot being here and the smiles and the excitement. It certainly is rewarding, and I think that part of this podcast is for people to get to know me a little bit better. And I really, really enjoy the facility side because it just allows you to do so much for kids. So I keep a yellow legal notepad, still of all the projects, and I rewrite that a lot of times when that pad gets full. And for me to be able to rewrite that elementary project for the last 15, 16 years and then finally get to cross it off and not have to rewrite it, it really is rewarding. So it is fun.
So there are still a few things going on right now. Got a new administration building and a couple field house updates. So just kind of walk us through what else is going on right now and then what else we got coming.
Yeah, so most everybody know that this summer we were able to put synthetic turf on the softball field, and we just recently completed the baseball field. So those playing surfaces are now at, the highest quality of synthetic turf that you can have. Hellas Construction has been a partner of ours for years, and now we're moving into, a phase that we're calling Project A, B, and C right now. Project A is the indoor hitting area for softball and baseball, but we're going to try to make it a little bit more usable for other athletes. So we are extending that building to the east as far as we can. With the curb there, and then we're completely redoing the inside of that. It's going to be a brand new facility, and it will just be housing a new turf that'll be on the floor. It's kind of a padded turf, because there's concrete underneath it. It'll be a high grade floor surface, and then we'll have netting completely around that will be able to be retractable, and so we can pull that netting back to a corner or somewhere and allow other sports to be able to use it, throw in there, hit in there, take some ground balls, bad weather days. So we're really excited about the upgrade on the indoor complex. And then just east of there is what a lot of you know as the girls' field house. That is an exciting project as well because it will now house multiple sports. So we've basically divided it in half. Half of it on the east side will be for primarily boys baseball, and it will house J-High kids, middle school kids, and the junior varsity and varsity. It will also include coaches' offices in there as well. And then on the west side, in that open space, will be a large girl athlete dressing facility as well. So there'll be multiple sports in there. Gives our spring soccer kids and track kids and softball girls brand new. And we're going to match the amenities that are similar in the elementary. So those color schemes and flooring and things like that will be similar. We'll also have coaches' offices for there. And we're really, really excited. Both of those will be secure areas too. So we're moving that phone app, which is a limited access, to all of our new buildings as we begin to grow and put those in place. And then we did keep the old elementary and the fifth grade rooms, if you remember those areas, and we're going to relocate the administrative offices there. We've always been focused on making sure that our administrative team is in a central location so that all of our employees and then our community can get to us. I like being around kids. I like our people to be around kids. And so that'll still keep us in a central location. One thing that we're excited about in that particular building is the front area, which will be our reception area, will also be a legacy room. So we're going to tell the story of Sequoyah in that room. And we've got lots of artifacts from the past, lots of pictures of old buildings, and some unique things that we're going to bring so that we can open those doors maybe on Friday Night Football and special events, so we can come in and just keep remembering the history of Sequoyah.
So this is year 23 for you now here at Sequoyah?
Yes, yes.
How have you seen it just grow over the years with both just like different leadership teams or just outside of actual facilities?
Well, the community itself is a well sought after community, and hopefully that we play a big role in that. I've always told people that in a community, that's not a municipality, it's not a city or a town, we want the school to really be the heart and soul of the community. And I think that it's obvious that everything happens on campus. And so that in particular has changed in moving from a primarily rural district to more of a suburban blend. So we still have our great traditional family names that we love, and we want those generational names to keep coming back, but then people have wanted to move here. So if you look back to 2005 to about 2008, we saw a lot of home growth, and that continues. The financial crisis in 2008 did slow us down a little bit, but we live off of families that want to be here. And so it is really, really nice to know that over the years, we're a well sought after district and folks want to be here.
And then during that time, you were a big pioneer for like the SOAR mission statement, right?
Yes.
Can you just walk me through with that and what that means, especially to you?
Yeah, in 2004, when we arrived as a leadership group, I felt like that the one thing that was missing was just a united, shared vision, which would then bring along a mission statement that we could look to every year. And so we did involve the community and certainly the employees that were here at the time, and we tried to come up with a practical vision statement, and the acronym SOAR was actually created by a couple of us support staff employees. And so we just turned our people loose on some basic core values that we all agreed upon. And we still operate off of that today. We do get it out and kind of dust it off occasionally to take a look at it. We've added some of the core values along the way. But that statement is SOAR, and we just ask people to know that, to learn it, and we hire off of it, make decisions based on it. And basically it's just academic excellence. We really, really thrive on just wanting our kids to love to learn. And so we understand that if they leave here as a senior and they love to learn, life's going to be a whole lot easier for them, and they can pursue whatever they want. And then that SOAR part of it, we did do the hashtag Come Soar With Us, and that's more of an invite. Every day we're just asking people to soar with us. And so we focus in on love of learning, and then we just invite them to soar every day.
And then if you've seen a lot of teachers wearing these bracelets this year for the Ride for the Brand. Walk me through what that means.
Yeah, that's a great story because Steve Johnson used to be the high school principal here for a number of years, and he used to give an analogy of basically the cowboy days, and how if you worked for a ranch, you were riding for the brand. It's the Eagle brand for us stands for so many things. We still want to be known as the place where work ethic is important, keeping kids accountable is important, having a little bit of grit's important, being compassionate, being a great citizen. All those things are about being loyal and riding for the brand. So we encourage people all the time to ride for the brand. But the credit goes to Steve Johnson for coming up with Ride for the Brand. And I've just taken that, and this year in particular, we've made that our theme, Ride for the Brand, and then we added gratitude is everything. So just be thankful for what we have and what we do.
So I believe you had said outside of retirements, this year you had a like 90 or 92% teacher retention rate, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought was extremely high. How does that all kind of just tie into that?
Yeah, I think that retention, obviously, of teachers and your support staff, it really is probably the single thing that most schools face today, to be able to retain those. And so we make it a goal each and every year to retain 100%. And for us, it's connecting people to the purpose that we have, and then people do leave jobs occasionally because of the pay, but in education that pay's set, and we know what that is, and so they really leave jobs because the culture's not good and because they're not appreciated. And so we work extremely hard at making sure our people are appreciated. We give them gratitude as much as we can. We thank them for the job, and we work with them. I tell our administrators all the time, there's 17 directors and administrators that I meet with a lot, and our goal is to be here on campus and work with them. We're not off a lot of campus activities. We're not attending away meetings unless we just have to. But we want to be known for the leadership group that works with our people along beside them, and support them along the way. So I think that just that connectedness, everybody knowing the vision, everybody knowing our core values and appreciating them and working with them. And we do have an extremely high retention rate. It sits right now at 92.3.
And then my last question for you, is there anything throughout your education career that kind of instilled that kind of leadership style?
Yeah, I will tell you just honestly, I was coaching in Sand Springs, Oklahoma, and I got to watch a principal do his job in just an incredible way. Mr. Roberts knew every kid's name. He had about 700 of them. He knew his teachers well. He knew a little bit about their personal lives. He cared about them. He took care of them. And that's being able to watch him do that. I just thought that's exactly what I want to do. I mean, people talk about, when you move up in administration or in leadership, it puts you further away from kids. And I think that's only if you want it to. I mean, we make it a point to be on campus. I make it a point to be around our kids. I think most of them know me. If they don't, I try to make sure they do. And so watching him really inspired me to work that way. And so I've always been a hands-on leader, and tried to make sure that our other people are too.
That's awesome. Thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for watching this first episode of the Eagle Connections podcast. Make sure you to subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.